The man's telling me that I'm scared. The man's telling me this and that. I told him, look, let that light shine a little brighter. Let that light shine a little brighter. Look, man, y'all talk about Ennis. We barely talk about Carissa. She got more height than Boots. She got more height than Boots. And y'all want me to say that he's the one? Y'all want me to say that he's the man? When they were so fast to talk about me and Carissa, man, look, man, I'm not new to this. And don't pretend like Thurman is, okay? So, look at the man's record. Yeah, he's undefeated. He's been climbing up. Of course you need a shot. I wanted a shot. They never gave me a shot. I had to fight this guy, that guy. I had to live the same life.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, back again. Marlo Knows Basketball and Marlo Knows Boxing. Back at y'all with another one. And I just want to start off by saying, yes, Keith. Yes, Keith. Boots is the one. Whether you want to say it or not. Boots Ennis is the one. And you know he's the one. Like, I know my last video, I came out and said that Jermell and Canelo were scared of Bud Crawford. I'm getting sick of this. Why I shouldn't have to keep making videos about fighters being scared and making excuses. But I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. I gotta bring y'all the truth. I gotta tell y'all the truth, man. We gotta call these guys out on this stuff, man. Because it's ridiculous. And this is why boxing has been in the state that it's been in for years. Because guys are scared, man. Keith Thurman is scared. He's scared of Boots Ennis like Boots Ennis is Freddy Krueger or some stuff like that. He's afraid. And I can't believe it. Like, Keith, you talking all of this trash about Boots ain't did enough. Boot let his light shine brighter. Bro, who else are you gonna fight? Who else are you gonna fight? I mean, come on, Keith. You have this dream that you want to fight Errol Spence so bad. You want to fight Errol Spence so bad. But you had a chance to fight Errol Spence in January of 2019 when you came back from your over 2 year, I think it was just that 2 years. You came back from a 2-year layoff after the Danny Garcia fight, and you had a chance to make the fight with Errol Spence in the unification bout. At the time, Errol Spence was the IBF welterweight champion, and you had a chance to make that fight with him. But you said, I need a tune-up fight. I don't want to fight Errol Spence right now. So you fought Jose Cito Lopez instead, which forced Errol Spence to have to fight Mikey Garcia. So you had a chance to fight Errol Spence in January of 2019. You turned it down to fight Jose Cito Lopez, who was a journeyman. And then, now, you just act like that's the only fight that you want. Well, you act like that's the only fight you want, but you say you're going to stay at 147. You have to stay at 147 for some reason. Errol Spence said he can't make 147 no more. Errol Spence is either going to rematch Terrence Crawford or he's going to fight Tszyu at 154 to get the WBO junior middleweight title. Of course, Jermell is going to be stripped once he fights Canelo. He's going to be stripped of the WBO title, and that's going to go to Tszyu. So Errol Spence is either going to fight Tszyu or he's going to rematch Crawford. And of course, we all know that in 2016, 2017, Keith Thurman proved that he was the best fighter in the welterweight division by beating Sean Porter and then beating Danny Swift Garcia. But then, what happened? Like, he took a whole 2 years off. He didn't fight again until 2019. So after he beat Danny Garcia in 2017, he doesn't fight again until 2019. He says that it's because of an injury from a car accident. Doctors came out and said that same injury would take 6 months to heal. 6 months to heal. So why you take 2 years? 6 months and 24 months is a big difference. And then you come back, and instead of going at the guy that's calling you out, which was Errol Spence, You go for a journeyman and Jose Cito Lopez, and then you almost got knocked out by him. Then after that, of course, you fought the legend Manny Pacquiao, and that's understandable. Fighting Manny Pacquiao instead of Errol Spence is understandable. Jose Cito Lopez is not. But I digress. You fought Manny Pacquiao. You got beat up by old Manny Pacquiao. He was over the age of 40 years old and he still whooped you. He was over the age of 40 years old and you made him look like he was 30. He was over 40 and you made him look like he was 30. The way he beat you up. And yeah, I know you put up a good fight, but you were dropped. You were hurt 3 times in the fight. Once to the body, which you always get hurt to the body. And you just didn't get the job done, Keith. You got beat up by an old man. And yeah, I know he's a legend, but that same old man then fights Ugas in his next fight and gets beat up by Ugas. So Ugas can beat up old man Pacquiao, but you can't beat up old man Pacquiao. You get beat up by old man Pacquiao, then Ugas beats up old man Pacquiao. But you still acting like like it's 2017. Like you got this spotless record, like you just still the same guy. Since 2017 up until 2019, you get hurt, almost stopped by Jose Cito Lopez, who's a journeyman, and then you get beat up and lose to a old 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. So after you get beat up by old man Pacquiao, you then decide that your comeback fight, after sitting out for almost 3 years, but it was a 2.5 years, something like that. You didn't fight. Your fight against Pacquiao was in July of 2019, and you didn't fight again until February of 2022. And you decided that your comeback fight, you're not coming back to make a statement. You're coming back to fight Tank Davis's leftovers. Mario Barrios, come on, man. Boots Ennis's light is not bright enough. He's not big enough for you to fight, but you come back and fight Mario Barrios. Come on, man. What is your reasoning for that? You can't even make excuses for this. You come back and how you show people that you back and that you're you know what I'm saying, ready for an Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford is by fighting Tank Davis's leftovers, a guy that just got destroyed and demolished by Tank Davis. It's like, come on, Keith. Like, this is comical. It's comical. Are you really coming? So to show people that you still got it, that you still the man in the welterweight division, is by fighting to a decision with the guy that Tank Davis destroyed and knocked out. That's how you prove it? Come on, Keith. And then not only did you come back to fight a weak opponent like Mario Barrios, Tank Davis's leftovers, you got hurt by him.
Congratulations on your win. It looked like he affected you with a body shot in maybe the 8th round. Could you take us through that sequence and let us know how you felt with that?
It was weird, man. I ain't gonna lie. Backstage, I was sitting down and I felt my body hurting with the cup. It was weird. I was like, "Ooh, you ain't gonna want to get touched there today, boy." You know, I know everybody talks about me and body shots, yada yada yada. But maybe it has something to do with the weight pool. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe my liver is a little sensitive. You know, I always try not to look at it like that. I'd like to say, you know, if somebody lands a good shot, they land a good shot. And body shots are just different, you know. But it is interesting. If I breathe deeply, I can still kind of just feel awkward in that body region. Like I said, I felt tenderness before I was even touched tonight. So that one shot definitely awakened a little sensation of discomfort and pain. If he was able to step in a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper, he may have been able to put me down. A lot of people who landed good body shots almost put me down.
Come on, Keith. A sensitive liver. A sensitive liver. That's what you gonna go with. And what are you talking about? Pacquiao didn't do it. Pacquiao dropped your ass. What are you talking about, Keith? Come on, man. I used to be a Keith Thurman fan back in 2016, 2017. After he beat Danny Garcia, he started with the BS. He started sitting out for years and then coming back acting like he's still the man. You don't look like the man. You ain't look like the man against Jose Cito Lopez. You ain't look like the man against Pacquiao. And you didn't look like the man against Mario Barrios, who is a weak opponent. Again, you fought him right after he got demolished by Tank Davis. Come on, stop the BS, Keith. The bottom line is, you probably watched that fight against Villa when Boots fought Villa. I know you watched it. Matter of fact, and that's the same Villa that whooped on Rashidi Ellis. I know you keep your eyes on the welterweight division, and you saw him demolish and put on a classic performance against Villa, and it scared you. You're scared out of your boots. You, no pun intended, you're scared out of your boots of Boots. But you know that if you get in there with Boots, Boots is going to tax that ass. But at the end of the day, Keith, you don't have any other option. You don't. I mean, your best bet is to wait until the end of the Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez fight to see if Terrence Crawford is going to just go up and fight the winner of that fight at 168. Of course, if he does that, he's going to vacate all of his belts at 147. He's the undisputed champion. He'll vacate all of his belts, and they'll be up for grabs. Also, if the rematch happens between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, Bud Crawford will still then vacate the belts at 147. He's not going back down to 147. So he's going to vacate those belts. So your best bet is to wait for those belts to be vacated, and one of those belts are going to be up for grabs between you and Boots. That's what you need to be. You should be in the gym right now training for Boots Ennis. Stop acting scared. Stop acting like that's not the fight that's going to happen. That's the only fight for you at 147. Boots, after this, Spence and Crawford are leaving that division. They're not welterweights anymore. Boots Ennis is the man at the welterweight in the welterweight division. If you're not going to fight him, who are you going to fight? It's either him or Stanionis that you're going to fight. And Boots is obviously over Stanionis. So why would you want to fight Stanionis over Boots unless you ducking? You need to get in the freaking gym and train for Boots Ennis or retire. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. You ain't the man in the welterweight division anymore. You haven't been since 2017. When you came back in 2019, we knew you wasn't the man after your performance against Jose Cito Lopez. He almost knocked you out.
Watch this. Watch how you get in. Watch. Boom. Watch this. He's looking at him like, who the fuck? What the And the referee, look at the referee. So you know something is wrong when the referee is looking at you getting whooped like this. It's got to be the funniest thing ever. Watch this. Watch how you get in. Watch. Boom. Watch this. He's looking at him like, who the fuck? What the And the referee, look at the referee. So you know something is wrong when the referee is looking at you getting whooped like this.